Let's go Broncos! What if I told you the Denver Broncos are heading straight to Philadelphia not as underdogs, but as chasers, and that the so-called Eagles, the Super Bowl champions, could be the real troublemakers this Sunday? What if I told you this isn't the unbeatable juggernaut the media still worships, but a fractured, crumbling team desperately clinging to a reputation it no longer deserves? You'll want to hear every second of this, because what's really happening in the Eagles locker room is chaos. What's happening with their defense is a total meltdown, and what Sean Payton has up his sleeve could shock the entire NFL. Before I tell you the full story, do me a favor. If you're a true Broncos fan, hit the like button right now. And if you've been bleeding orange and blue for over 20 years, leave a comment below saying, "Go Broncos." My heart bleeds orange and blue. This shows us who's with us through thick and thin. Okay, buckle up, because what I'm about to tell you will completely change your perspective on this confrontation. There's been a lot of talk about the Denver Broncos' upcoming clash against the Philadelphia Eagles, and many fans have already chalked it up as an automatic loss. I get it. The Eagles were Super Bowl champs last year. They dominated Patrick Mahomes. We all remember the sting. But here's the truth, Broncos country. This is not the same Philadelphia Eagles team. Not even close. If you're still viewing them through last season's lens, it's time to wipe that fog off your visor. The Eagles have been absolutely gutted. I'm talking about core players and coaching leadership gone. Let's start with Josh Sweat. This guy led the team in sacks last season and had not one but 2 sacks on Mahomes in the Super Bowl. He was a monster. Open field tackles, relentless pressure, elite edge rush play. And guess what? He's out. Not replaced, just gone. Next up, Milton Williams. Another disruptive force up front, only 25 or 26 years old, and he signed a massive deal with the Patriots. This guy had 5 sacks, a strip sack on Mahomes, a fumble recovery. He was a game wrecker. Also gone. No replacement that matches his caliber. How about C.J. Gardner-Johnson? 6 picks last season, including one off Mahomes in the big game. That dude read the field like a book and made quarterbacks pay. Now, off to Detroit. Again, no replacement that brings the same impact. Losing that kind of ball hawk is a killer. Darius Slay, one of the best defensive backs in the league, had 5 pass breakups and an interception in the playoffs. Now rocking the black and gold in Pittsburgh. Warren Burks, 19 playoff tackles, 2 forced fumbles, gone to Cincinnati. Payton shifted into guard, had a phenomenal PFF grade, and he's gone too. And we're just getting started. In total, the Eagles lost over 4,390 defensive snaps from their Super Bowl defense. That's not just trimming fat, that's cutting out vital organs. Their own fan base is panicking. Headlines in their version of Predominantly Orange are asking who's even left. It's not the same team, not even close. Now, let's talk offense. Jalen Hurts, last week, in the second half of the game, 0 completions. 0. Imagine the outrage if Bo Nix put up a stat line like that. Broncos fans would be burning Bo Leaf shirts on Colfax Avenue. And then you've got A.J. Brown, frustrated, tweeting cryptic self-help mantras like, "Quietly withdraw. Don't make a scene. Be on your way." That's the WR1 tweeting like that. That's panic, people. Contrast that to Denver. We've got receivers finishing blocks even when the game's out of reach. No cryptic tweets. Just team-first attitude and hard-nosed football. We've got a locker room that's bonded, playing for each other, not for contracts. Then there's the coaching chaos. The Eagles have lost not only players, but 12 position coaches, their OC, and their DC. That kind of drain crushes dynasties. It's how empires fall from the inside out. And make no mistake, Sean Payton sees this. He's been here before. He thrives when nobody believes in him. 11 a.m. start, short week, on the road. That's exactly when Payton shocks the world. Remember Tampa Bay last year? Broncos were 6.5-point underdogs. On the road, in the blistering sun, and we came in and slapped expectations right off the table. This week, the line is only Eagles minus 3.5. Vegas knows what's up. This is not the unbeatable juggernaut from last season. This is a vulnerable, imploding unit with no direction and no answers. Meanwhile, our defense hasn't trailed in the fourth quarter all season. Let me say that again. Denver has not trailed a single second in the fourth quarter. That is elite. Malcolm Roach is coming back. Riley Moss just shut down 2 of the best wide receivers in the league. Pat Certain is locking down stars like it's his day job. And let's not forget, this is one of the 6 or 7 teams in Payton's entire coaching career that he believes can make the Super Bowl. And it gets even deeper, Broncos country. When you start connecting all the dots, the writing is on the wall. This Eagles team, once feared, is now fragile. And while while the national media hasn't caught up to this yet, Sean Payton absolutely has. This man is a master tactician, one of the greatest defensive minds of our generation, and he's looking at this Eagles defense not as a wall to climb, but as a target-rich environment. He knows this is where the Broncos can expose the cracks, make a statement, and turn the tide of the season. Let's break it down even further. One of the most telling signs of an unraveling team is disconnection between its stars. A.J. Brown sending those tweets is more than frustration. It's symbolic of a locker room that's no longer united. You think that kind of energy doesn't bleed into the game? When your top receiver feels iced out, when the offensive rhythm is off, and the leadership has left the building, that's a recipe for collapse. On the flip side, look at what's happening in Denver. You've got guys fighting until the final whistle, even when the game's out of reach. Wide receivers like Courtland Sutton refusing to back down, getting chokeslammed and still driving defenders into the turf. That kind of heart can't be coached. It's born out of belief, chemistry, and leadership. And let's not forget what Malcolm Roach brings back into this lineup. His return is critical. He's a space eater in the middle who collapses pockets and opens up rush lanes for guys like Nick Benito and Jonathan Cooper. That defensive line is going to give Jalen Hurts a nightmare. And if Hurts thought last week was bad, wait until he sees this Broncos front with Roach back in the mix and Vance Joseph dialing up aggressive, disguised pressures. And the secondary? Locked in. Pat Surtain continues to prove he's one of the elite corners in the league, and Riley Moss is stepping up in a huge way, coming off a performance where he got to line up against Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and didn't blink once. This kid is for real. That gives Payton and Joseph even more flexibility. You can clamp down in man, drop into zone, bait throws, and trust your corners to win. That's what gives Denver the edge in this matchup. Look at what the Broncos have done in these early kickoffs too. People talk like it's some death sentence, 11 a.m. kickoff on the road. But under Sean Payton, that's been prime upset time. He thrives in that underdog slot, and this is the exact type of game he lives for. Low expectations, high reward, a national statement waiting to be made. You know what else makes this game massive? Momentum. Monday night's win lit a fire under this locker room. You can feel it. That post-game energy, the celebrations, the love between teammates. That wasn't just another win. That was a turning point. That was a team realizing it can be great. And they're walking into Philly with that confidence strapped like armor. There's another layer to this too, Sean Payton's experience. He's coached in big games. He's coached through adversity. He's had rosters with more holes than this one and still made magic happen. He knows what it takes to steal a win on the road. And he's got the blueprint ready. And let's not forget the fans. The Eagles fan base, they're rattled. You see it in their forums, in their media coverage, in their tone. They know this team is on the brink. They know it's not the same group that hoisted the Lombardi. They've watched stars walk away, seen the coordinators vanish, and now they're witnessing the results. A team that can't finish halves, can't complete passes, and can't find its rhythm. Meanwhile, Broncos country is heating up. This team is finding its identity. It's finding its toughness. And this game in Philly, it's not a trap game. It's a launching pad. This is where the NFL stops underestimating the Denver Broncos. So, here's what I want to know from you in the comments. Do you believe this is the game where the rest of the country wakes up and realizes the Broncos are legit contenders? Do you believe that this isn't just a matchup, but a moment? Let me know what you think down below. And if you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and check out the next video on screen where we dive into Sean Payton's game plan strategies that could dismantle the Eagles' defense. Go Broncos!